Welcome back, my friends, to the podcast that hopefully never ends. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, do not sue me. I did not sing your song, and I changed the lyrics. Okay, what's happening in the world today? Well, I don't know. If you look out your window in certain areas, you'll see a bunch of idiots protesting. They don't know what they're protesting, but they're out there holding their signs, only if the weather's good, though. And they don't do it for very long, because they only get paid so much. So in my city, and I live in a fairly big city, you don't see people protesting unless something major has gone on. Then they come out. And it's usually something local. If something big local happened here, there's something going on, they're going to come out and they're going to protest. Okay, cool. Got no problem with that. But other cities across the country and certain small towns of only like 5,000 or 6,000 people near some of the biggest leftist cities in the world, these people come out and they stand there for one hour a week, once a week. They're proud of it. And they put it all over Facebook. Look what I did. Look at me. I'm awesome. And they hold some of the dumbest signs. And people will drive by, honk, honk. Others will drive by with their middle fingers up saying some cuss words and stuff. And it's just funny because they're out there every week doing the same old thing with the same old sign. And they're always complaining and whining, but they never offer solutions. And that's the problem with the world. And that's the problem with a lot of people. We know what the problems are. We need solutions. And many people see a problem and they fix it, or they do something to help it get fixed. So if you see poverty, you're like, hey, I can help these people out a little bit. And I don't have to stroke myself and put it out there for others. Now, some people say, well, you should let others know what you're doing so that way they'll help out. I say no. I say just tell others, hey, man, you can help out just like others do. You don't have to let them know what you're doing. You don't have to go and brag about what you're doing. Some people step up big time. They don't have to brag about it or use it as a tax deduction. You see these big corporations and these rich people say, I gave so much money to this company or this charity. Okay, cool. We don't need to hear it because other people look at you and go, I wonder if that's a good tax deduction. Honey, we better do that too, because that's usually what it is for these people. They really don't care because they still go back to one of their 6 mansions in their big fancy limousine or foreign cars, and they don't care. They turn their back on society. If they really cared, like if Elon Musk really cared, he'd give away almost all his money because he still has access to more. And people say, well, why should I give? I worked hard for it. No, you didn't. Most of y'all didn't work hard for your money. Most of the people making real good money out there never worked a hard day in their life, man. Look at them. Their nails are done. I'm talking about the guys, too. Nails are done. Go to the barber once a week, man. Wearing clothes that cost more than most people's houses do. Come on, man. Don't be a hypocrite. And that's exactly what a lot of these protesters I see are. And it's frustrating to me because some of them are the biggest hypocrites you'll ever meet. In the community where I work, I see them all the time, and I know who they are, where they're from, where they live, what they represent. I know how hateful some of them can be. I see it on Facebook. They are horrible. I see it on social media. I don't follow their stuff, but I'll be in a group, and they'll post them. It's like, wow, what is wrong with you? You're on the town council, and you say that? In the town I worked, there was a guy who on the city council, and he said, hi, Hitler. Yeah, well, he's gone now, but a certain person called an organization, a Jewish organization, they called the ADL, and they don't play around. The Anti-Defamation League, they don't play around. They stepped in there because this city wasn't doing anything. Well, he just meant it as sarcasm. There, slap on the wrist. ADL went in and said, boy, you don't play that crap, man. Get out of here. And that's what happened. He had to resign. Of course, he's still buddies with everybody on there, and they think just like he do. because they don't care about Jewish people either. Sorry. It's not Jews they hate. It's Zionist. It's Israel. Gee, okay. What is Israel? The only Jewish state and country in the world? No, it's Zionism. Zionism is a Judaism, dumbass. Yeah, I'll call it like it is, man. And that's these protesters that go out there. They see free Palestine, and I say, go over there and help them out. Go over there with your fat butt and your pronouns and your blue hair. See how long you last over there, man. Because I'll call the bookie and I'll be like, I got $1,000 to say they don't even make it off the plane. And he'll be like, I can't take that bet because you know you're going to win, brother. Because that's what will happen. They'll look at them and say, what? Okay, you free Palestine, you like us? What do you got? We'll take it. See ya. Let's give them a flying lesson off the roof. Most of these guys out protesting are very selfish. They're very hypocritical. They're very bigoted. They're some of the worst people on the planet. And you'll see that all the time. They mock you for anything you believe that's different than them. They're not there sticking up for everybody. They're sticking up for themselves. They are very selfish. They don't care about me. They don't care about you. They don't care about ending the hunger. And they'll do nothing to help that. Shoot, they'll be standing outside a restaurant protesting, and you can see a homeless guy sitting there, and they don't do anything to help him. I was at a concert one time, a Bob Dylan concert, and they charged me $20 to park at this place. My ticket for the Dylan show cost $25. I know I'm dating myself here. It was a while ago. And I'm standing there in line all excited, happy, because Bob Dylan's the greatest. If we listen to him, he'll save the world. He'll save America. He's the lost prophet. He's a real deal hero just like me. Yeah, I'll brag a little. Why not? But anyway, I'm standing there, and you got all these people, and I know they're the kind that protest. I know, because I'm sitting there listening to the talk. I mean, one of them was like this. He was like, hey, Raphael. It's good to see you. You're running a little behind. Yes, I know. We couldn't decide whether to take the Bentley or the Mercedes today. Ha ha ha. What did you decide on? Well, of course, it's Friday night. I had to take the Bentley. And I'm sitting there looking at these people like, what? You're coming to see Bob Dylan? Get out of here with your Nazi-loving butt, boy. Bob Dylan's a Jew. He doesn't want your Nazi-supporting butt. In case you didn't know, Mercedes-Benz, they did a lot of bad stuff for the Nazis. Yeah, that's why we don't like them. So, anyway, they were all like, this was the crowd chatter. And I'm used to, like, people like, bro, man, Dylan's the best, man. Did you see that show? And when I went inside, it felt a lot better. There was an old hippie comes up to me. He's like, hey, bro, welcome to Bob Dylan, and gave me a hug. Total stranger. That's what I expected. That's what I love. That's what I was used to back in the day. But while we're standing here in line, there's a homeless veteran. And he's begging for money. And he's giving away American flags. He's giving away little flags. He's like, help with any change. And I told him point blank, like, brother, I can't help you, man. They got me for $20 just to park my car, man. I don't even have enough money left over to buy me anything in there to drink and stuff, because it's probably $10 a soda. And he was an older black man, Vietnam veteran. And he was like, yeah, I hear you, brother. We had great conversation. That's how I know he was a Nam, because he started telling me some of the tales. I was like, brother, give him a hug. That's all I could give him. I felt so bad for him, man. And then these people started going like this. Why are you standing out here? Why are you doing this? And they're giving him a hard time. And I'm like, just sitting there listening, and I'm getting a little irritated. And it takes a lot to make me irritated, man, especially if I'm going to say something. But they were like, well, can't the VA help you? He's like, VA doesn't help like they should, man. He's talking about all the hoops. And I know the VA. They don't help like they should. It's gotten a lot better over the years. I'll say this. Trump really, really helped the VA out a lot. He helped the veterans. Bless him for that, man. He really did. You ask any veteran. Even the ones on the left will sit there and reluctantly go, yeah, he did good things. But they were giving this guy a hard time. And they're like, I'm like, dude, finally I said, dude, just give him some money or leave him alone. It's like, well, I'm just wondering why he has to even be out here like this. He shouldn't be doing this and stuff. I'm like, yeah, he shouldn't. So give him some money or leave him alone. You think he wants to be out here doing this? You think he's hustling? You think his pride is hurt. And everybody's looking at me like I'm the bad guy. But you're all hassling a veteran, giving him a hard time basically begging for money. He shouldn't have to beg for money. Leave him alone, people. That was the crowd there. And that's the crowd noise you hear when you see these protesters. They're saying that ICE is racist. Really? ICE is racist? In the town I work in, there's a Chinese man, and I know him. He's been around a while, but he doesn't speak very good English. He knows enough. I say hi, he knows hi. But if I carry on a conversation with him, it's hard for him. He doesn't speak a lot of English. He's been here a long time. He hasn't learned a lot of English. That's cool. He walks to his nice house every day through my parking lot where I work. Nice guy. I say, hey, how you doing? He's like, oh, wave, hello, hello. And it's like, that's it. But I haven't seen ICE pull up to him and put him in the back of a van. Now, if ICE was racist, don't you think they'd do that? Hey, a Chinese guy, I bet he hears illegally. Don't you think when they see a Mexican guy working on a road crew, they'd pull up and just grab him and throw him in the back of the van because he's Mexican? No. Don't you think that when they see somebody like from, some other country where it's pretty obvious, they just, hey, he's Jamaican, let's throw him in the van? No, because they're not racist. They're going after people that they have picked out. They're doing a good job of researching. Mistakes may be made when they go into the house, but they're getting the right people. They're not deporting anybody and everybody. They're deporting illegal immigrants, people. And the thing is, these protesters are out there saying that it's racist. And they're saying all this stuff about ICE. And I'm like, ICE has been doing this for years. The same person in charge now was in charge when Obama was out there. I don't know if y'all remember Obama's speeches, but you can find them online. He was talking big time about if you're now if you're here illegally, you're gone. We'll send you back. We'll send you back. You can't come back. You come back, we'll throw you in prison. I mean, he told it like it was. He said the same thing everybody says. But, Trump says that he's a bad guy. And ICE is not even setting records when it comes to deportation. Trump's not even close to setting records compared to Obama. Bill Clinton, wow, I don't think anyone's ever going to pass that guy on deportations. He had like 12 million of them, man. But everybody goes after Trump. And I'm sitting there going, where were you guys when these people were deported and put in so-called detention camps and locked in cages under Biden? They were silent. They were nowhere to be found. Where were these people? What, you didn't care? You didn't have a problem with that, but now you have a problem with it? That's what's wrong with our society, man. These people don't care about anything but themselves. They hate certain individuals, certain political parties, certain people that think different than them. They say they're accepting of everybody, but they're not. They're the worst people on the planet, and they make me sick. Most of the time, they're out there with a sign that says, hooray for my side. And, like I said earlier, the guy begging for money shouldn't have to beg for money. You know what? Give him $5 and move on. Oh, I couldn't tell. Trade your Bentley in for an American-made car. Give him some money. Or shut up and leave him alone. I felt so bad for that guy. I'll never forget that. I see people all over the country, homeless people. I see them in my hometown. My hometown is hurting bad. Used to be well over 100,000 people down there, man. Now there's about 70,000 people. The poverty level is about 80%. My old house, it's horrible. Homes are being torn down. My old house is gone. My other house I lived in is just grown up. It's like abandoned. I look at the places I lived, my school, my high school shut down, out of business. How many high schools go out of business? Matter of fact, several high schools in that community have gone out of business. And it wasn't because they merged them all into one school. It's because they couldn't afford it anymore. Because the jobs are gone. Everything's gone. Why? Because people don't buy American automobiles anymore. They don't buy stuff that's manufactured here, union made. They don't care anymore. And those people are sleeping in the streets out there. And I see people in the city I live now sleeping in the streets, camping in the woods, struggling. Where are the people? Where are the people that talk a good game? Where are these people with the signs? Hey, sell your sign. I hope they recycle their signs when they're done with them. But sell your sign, because a lot of these are manufactured at facilities and they're paying good money for it. Sell your sign or save that money and go give it to the homeless guy. Really want to help somebody? Do it. Do it. They don't even talk about that, though. All they do is go after the president. They go after ICE. They want Trump gone. They want ICE gone. They're going around saying how they're illegal and stuff. You got school districts in all white communities where there probably aren't any immigrants speaking up and saying, we're passing a rule to where ICE is not allowed on our property. Well, I hate to tell you this, but federal law supersedes a public school, people. Yes, they can't go in without a warrant, but they can easily get one. And you're talking all this stuff, and I'm like, it's a 99% white community. You treat black people bad that are here legally, that were born and raised in this country. You guys don't treat them good at all, make them feel welcome. So where's the immigrants at? The only immigrants are exchange students, and ICE isn't even around anybody. Leave them alone. What's wrong with y'all? Man, but they got to jump on the bandwagon and make it look good. Look at us. Look what we did. Aren't we wonderful? Stroke ourselves. We're number one. You don't care. You don't care. Then you got other cities that be like, hey. Yeah, I don't care if you're illegal. Come on into our school, man. Your dad pay any taxes? Cool. Give some taxes to the state so they can give us some money because we're in bad, brother, man. Here's $5. Please come to our school. We'll give you a free lunch. Man, some people just don't get it. Maybe because they've never been there. Maybe because they've never seen poverty. Maybe they've never looked it in the eye. They're not poverty-stricken, never have been. Maybe that's why. Or maybe they're just heartless and selfish. Actually, I think it's the latter and not the former on this. But these people, they sicken me. Because when I grew up, when people protested, it was against the war. And they went down to where, the draft board was. I grew up during Vietnam, man. I saw people get drafted. I saw people come home. In wooden overcoats. I saw the cars pull up with the American flags on it and watched them go give a folded flag to a 19-year-old boy's father who was drafted, who didn't want to go to the war, but he had to, or he'd be a draft dodger and go to prison. I grew up during that time. All right? So when those people were protesting, there were thousands of them gathered together. And they would be in a park letting the whole world know, hey, this war is unjust and here's why. Or they'd be at City Hall saying this war is unjust. Or there'd be a problem. They'd pass a rule. I remember being a part of a protest because they were tearing down a building that was a historical monument to the city. It'd been there for over 100 years. And we lost because money talks. And we were out there and said we need to preserve this building. It was one of the first buildings in the city. It's what it was preserved on. So much history there. But they're like, well, it's abandoned. It's like, so? It's not hurting anybody. Nobody goes there. Fix it up a little bit. Make it into a museum. You do that with all this other crap. Nope. They sold it. Tore it down. Put up a factory. Put up a factory that was owned by the Japanese, by the way. So they gave non-union jobs to people, but all that big money, all the billions they were making, millions, went overseas to the Japanese. They don't care. They don't care about us, man. All they care about is making money. You know why they build their factories here? Because of the taxes and tariffs they have to deal with if they import stuff. So they said it's cheaper just to go pay the dumb round-eye Americans the money, and that way we save a ton of money. They're not stupid people. But we went right to the source. We had a problem in the school. We went to the principal. Or we went to the school board. We went right to the source. These people stand on street corners. Look at me. Look at me. I'm so cool. So they're all biased. Like I said, where were they for the past few years when Biden was in there and ICE was doing all this? Nothing's changed, except now it's getting more publicity. And then you got that dummy up there, Tampon Tim and his people, and everybody's talking about Minnesota. I had a friend of mine say that, Trump's going after Minnesota just because he lost that in the election. And I'm like, he lost California all 3 times he ran. And ICE is out there, but you don't see this stuff happening in California, Texas, Nevada, places like that, New Mexico, Arizona, where there's a lot of illegals. You don't see this stuff happening there that's in Minnesota. Why is that? Gee, They're doing the same thing. Maybe because people are getting them all fired up. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe old Tampon Tim's out there getting them all fired up, man. Where were they when I did this when Biden was in there? He deported a lot of people. So these people are some of the biggest hypocrites on the planet, like I always say. Here's what I see after the weekly protests that I see once a week on Friday. From 4 to 5, they stand out there with signs. Some of them you can't read. Some of them are made in a facility saying racist and fascist. And I guarantee if I ask them what a fascist is, their thing will be like, it's you or it's Trump. But they can't tell you the definition. Just like when they talk about Israel's committing a genocide. And you say, really? What's the genocide? They're killing all these innocent children. What about when their innocent children got killed? Well, it's a genocide. What's the definition of genocide? They don't know. They're idiots. Just like they don't know which river and what sea when they say that crap. They're idiots, people. They're idiots. So these people, I know a lot of them out there. I know where they live. I know they live in, here's the deal. I know where they live, not because I'm a stalker, because I've been around this community for a long time. I know a lot of people. And I don't care about any of these people. I know who they are and what they are and how they are, and they don't mean anything to me. They're just people. And if they were down, I couldn't help them because they don't help others, and they don't deserve it, and they're mean to others. They're very bigoted and very prejudiced, you know. And here's the funny thing. They talk a good game. They were the ones that would say Black Lives Matter, but if you went to their Facebook page or Instagram page, I guarantee you won't see any black friends on there or any black people. You won't, because that's how they are. They're hypocrites, people. So they get out there for their 1 hour a week, and they all get together and go out for dinner afterwards. And I watch them all drive foreign cars. Every single one of them gets in a foreign car. And they drive off in their little Tojo mobiles and their little Nazi wagons. And I'm sitting there looking at that like, wow, well, they were built in America. Right, they were built in America just like I said. So they don't have to pay taxes and tariffs. Oh, but when Trump does taxes and tariffs, it's a bad thing. No, he's doing what he should do. Make them people pay, man. That's why they started building stuff here. Because they did that to avoid taxes and tariffs that we had. So, but they won't let us build over there. We still have to ship stuff, and we can't sell it because the taxes and tariffs makes our stuff cost too much and people can't afford it. It's a game. And we ain't going to lose, people. I won't let that happen. But they all get in their little foreign cars, and their foreign cars have a very bad history. Mercedes-Benz helped the Nazis. Mitsubishi, well, they dropped the bombs. They built the planes that dropped the bombs on Pearl Harbor. Yeah. Toyota, yeah, they didn't help America during World War II at all. You know? Shoot, man, don't even get me started. You know, Volkswagen? Hey, you want to know who came up with the name Volkswagen? I'll let you think about this. Who came up with it? It's a good trivia question. Who came up with the name Volkswagen? Adolf Hitler. He named it. So when I see a Volkswagen and somebody out there protesting because they don't like fascism and you're driving in a Volkswagen, you're a Nazi. I don't dig Nazis. I don't play that. Driving a little Hitler wagon, man. So basically they're out there voicing their disapproval. But they only disapprove of things they don't like. Now me, there's a lot of things I don't like, and there's a lot of things I do like. And, you know, if you're going to speak out against something and you don't like it, okay, cool. But you're not attacking the problem. You're more or likely attacking the person. That's how these people are. I go after the problem. And I will find a solution. I know the solutions, and I will offer them up. I will come to some kind of conclusion and solution to solve everything. That's what you're supposed to do. And standing on a street corner holding these signs, you're not making anybody aware except passerbys who've already heard all this crap and see it every day. All you got to do is turn on the TV or listen to somebody at work or go on social media for 5 minutes. My God, you're going to hear it. Many of these people are just phonies. When you see them all over the country, though, in big crowds and stuff, I will tell you straight up, many of those are paid. And the political motivations they have are to go out there and be paid for this. And it's easy to pay them. There are so many groups out there that do it. You can go online. You can go to Craigslist and you can see there's platforms, there's methods. You can find protest jobs. There's Crowds on Demand. There's ZipRecruiter. They have job boards for paid protesters, professional protester, or an advocacy associate. There's grassroots campaign firms. They hire people for so-called political, environmental, and civil rights campaigns. They pay about $24 an hour, guaranteed 20, and it's cash money under the table, people. You got the PAC, the political action campaign people. They pay this stuff, and they'll pay you. You can earn like $500 a day doing this, man. I mean, you got to prove you're doing it. They tell you what to do. They tell you what to say. I mean, this is for real, dude. They are paying people. So when you see a lot of these people out there in the big protests, they're making money. And there's been a lot of them, they ask people, they'll like blend in anonymously and be like, hey, how much you getting paid, man? Who do you work for? And they'll tell them it's like, oh, yeah, ZipRecruiter, man. They got me this job on a board. I'm making $21.15 an hour. How about you? And they'll make up something like, oh, yeah, I saw it on Craigslist, man. I'm making about that, just to get people to talk about it. And they're admitting it. So when you see all these protesters, man, a lot of them probably don't think that way. Most of them are stupid. I'll be honest with you. That's kind of harsh to say, but most of them don't know what they're even protesting. Like I said, when you hear these people from the river to the sea, and you ask them what river, what sea, duh, they don't know, people. So when you see a lot of these protesters, man, just ignore them. Don't even waste your breath on them. And don't do as I do and say, oh, my work vehicle accidentally shifted gears, it's old, and ran over them 3 times. Yeah, it only go by one time, maybe twice. But then after about the 3rd time, they'll start investigating and say, wait a minute. That's just a story, people. It never really happened. Don't get me in trouble for that, because there's a lot of crap going on in this world. But you know what? Just ignore them. And the people that honk their horns, honk, honk, look at them, honey. Yeah, they're against Trump and stuff. Let's go in our brand new car, which costs $65,000, to our $500,000 home and eat lobster. Yeah, look at those homeless people. Why don't they get jobs? I'm serious. I hear that all the time. It's like, probably because they're homeless and they don't have cell phones and they can't get a job because they don't have a house or an address. Why don't you help them? Why don't you help them? I do. I help everybody that I can. But I don't have to go and take pictures of it like they all do and say, look at me. I'm good. I gave a homeless man $1 and they take a selfie or record a video of it. I've seen that, dude. I've seen people do that. What is wrong with y'all? Just help people, man. It's not that hard. But too many of these protesters out there, they're basically choosing sides. They want division. They don't want us to all get along. Everything could be peachy in the world, and they're still going to find something to cry about, because they could all get $1 million check tomorrow from the guy they hate. They'll find something to complain about it. Well, I think he should have just done direct deposit, because sending us checks in the mail was a waste of money with the stamps and the postage, and also a waste of paper. I can't recycle this. This is how they are, people. You think I'm joking. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That's how they are. Don't give them the time of day, man. Don't give them the satisfaction. When you yell at them, they get off on that, man. They probably orgasm from it. Look at me. He was mean to me. Oh, my God. I'm serious. That's how they are. So don't give them the satisfaction. Don't honk. Don't support them. Don't give them the time of day. What they really need to put the signs down and go help others. Go help the people that need it. Because they're not changing the world holding a sign on a street corner. They're not holding a sign out with 1,000 other people just and they don't even know what they're protesting, and every sign's something different. They want ICE out of their communities. That's fine. Then how about we get all the illegals out of here? Well, they haven't done anything wrong. The key word here is illegal. I can't go to other countries illegally. I'll go to jail, And here's another thing. They were saying the other day, well, only 14% of the illegals that have been deported are having criminal records. And they don't call them illegals, undocumented. Okay, so undocumented means illegal. It means you're here without papers. WOP, you're out of here. So anyway, they said only 14%. That's 82,000 people. That's a lot of people that were here, not just illegally, but with high-tech criminal records. And a lot of those records are sexual assault, rape, and murder. And they still come back to the country. Some of these states and cities are just letting criminals go like nothing. There's a guy got arrested the other day, had 39 criminal offenses. Killed a guy. So this one might stick. But he had sexual assault on there, criminal assault, malicious destruction of property, lots of assaults. He's walking free. Never spent a day in prison. Couple days in jail, maybe a month in jail. 39 offenses. Walking free. Now, they're saying, oh, yeah, you throw these people out. That's harsh and stuff. That's mean. No, it's not. Because if I go to Russia and they catch me there, if they're nice to me, they'll throw me out. But if they don't like me, they're going to keep me in jail. And they might try to make a deal with America. Say, hey, we got this guy. Well, he's a nobody. So, I mean, there's military guys over there that have broken in illegally, done some bad stuff. They've caught. They're not releasing them. Unless there's a deal. Remember that Brittany Griner dude that plays in the WNBA? When he got busted for weed. Weed's illegal over there. You played over there. You know that. They don't play that over there. They threw him in jail for a while, right? They had to make a deal to get him back out of here and back to America. So, and that wasn't a very good deal. They gave up this guy who was like, the mad butcher of Moscow. We had him over here as a spy. So I wouldn't have made that deal, to be honest with you. I would have gotten some of our military boys back. Plus, they got that guy who was in there, got caught spying for the Wall Street Journal. Dude, you got caught spying. So what happens if I go over there illegally, walk through the country, and they say, what are you doing? Just visiting. I want to buy some Russian T-shirts. They're going to kick me out of there, put me on a list. First, they're going to throw me in jail for a while and torture me probably. They're not playing. Not just Russia, but other countries. But over here, we're supposed to, pat them on the butt, say, there, little guy. You're not illegal. You're undocumented. Yeah, okay. Whatever, man. That's the problem. There's a lot of problems. And most of these people that are encouraging this stuff are the problem. They are a big part of the problem. Like I said, they're the ones that'll call you names. They're the ones that'll laugh at your post if you're saying something positive about blacks or Jews or something like that. Most of them are very, very racist. But you can't call them that because then you're a bad person. And that's how they are. They're the biggest hypocrites on the planet, people, and I don't like it. I don't like hypocrites. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, and I have a lot of pet peeves, but they disgust me. They disgust me with their high moral ground and, their low moral fiber. They're all hypocrites and they're all phonies, most of them. So don't give them the time of day, people. Let's be better than that. And hey, if you can help out somebody, man, do it. Mail packages anonymously. Stop by the soup kitchen. Drop some food off for them. They don't need to know your name or anything. Just say, hey, how you going, man? I got a package for you. They'll appreciate it. Drop some T-shirts off. Do something. Donate your old clothes. Don't give your old clothes to those companies in the bins because they sell that stuff. They don't donate that stuff. They sell that stuff and make profit off it. They might say the money's going to charity, but they really don't get much. Go right to the shelter. Say, hey, I got some nice clothes. I've washed them. Can you guys use them? And then if they don't take it, then you go do that. But go there first. Yeah, you don't need to know your name, phone number, nothing. They're going to be grateful. You'd be surprised. You'll get people coming up, man. They'll give you a hug. They'll give you a hug and a kiss on the cheek. They'll start crying, some of them. They see a nice jacket. They're like, oh, my God, bless you, brother. Thank you so much. You don't know how we're hurting. Because many people don't know what they're going through. Many people don't care. And these little fascists with the signs, don't get me started. Oh, wait, you already did. That's why I ranted today, because they're making me mad, and I'm sick of seeing them, and I don't like the hypocrisy, and I don't like them. But I love you guys for listening to me. Keep on supporting me, man. We're getting tons of hits, and I love it. And I'm going to keep coming here to open your eyes, get your mind thinking straight, tell you the truth, Get you thinking, get this country, get this world back on track, man. Tekin Olam, all right? Peace. Heal the real deal, baby.